Hi guys, and welcome to Armin's Tech Talk. Happy New Year. This is the first Tech Talk of 2021. It is January 2nd, 2021. Today we're talking about Comcast data caps for the new year in the Northeast region and how they're a terrible idea overall. Let's get into it. So, a few weeks ago, Comcast announced that they were going to start initiating data caps for New England, New York, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, and parts of Virginia that weren't already affected by the data caps. Being that I saw this coming in as a YouTuber, as an individual that really needs to put up data and download data, I decided to move over to Verizon Fios. Now, we'll get into the reasons for that, but first, really, let's concentrate on what Comcast is doing. So, Comcast has decided for anybody that uses over 1.2 terabytes of data that they are going to have two ways to charge you. One, they will charge you an additional $10 for 50 gigs of data up to $100, meaning you would get up to 500 gigs additional on top of your 1.2 terabytes. Or you can pay Comcast $30 up front and get unlimited data for the month. So, as a previous Comcast subscriber, I had a gigabit plan. After taxes, I was paying 107 and change. And so if I wanted to tack on the unlimited, I would be paying about 140, because you know that those additional $30 for the unlimited is also going to incur additional taxes. So let's just round it to 140. It's pretty close, give or take a buck or so. With Verizon Fios, I saw an opportunity also to join them, $79.99. That's before taxes. I really don't know what the taxes are going to be yet. Also, it includes the terminal to transition the fiber to copper, where I wasn't renting a modem with Comcast, so you figure that's another $10 on top of that. So you're now looking at 150 to be with Comcast if you want a data plan at unlimited. So that's really, if you have an opportunity, that's making probably your competition look really, really impressive at this point. But Comcast, of course, being Comcast, they have a little thing to say about their data caps. Ars Technica reached out to Comcast, and this representative is what they said, and I'm going to put this up on screen for you all. The representative said that the data caps are for a very small number of customers that drive a disproportionate large amount of traffic, as 5% of residential customers make up more than 20% of their network usage. About 95% of Comcast residential customers use less than 1.2 terabytes a month, with the median customer at 308 gigs. The spokesperson also said the cap is for those super users, a very small subset of their consumer base. And for the super users, that's what the unlimited is for. Now, Ars Technica also ended up reaching out to a independent firm which does cover different ISPs, and they discovered that we'll see, we're going to put this up here in just a second. This will also go on screen. Is that for people on data plans that are capped, 8.3% exceeded a terabyte and only 0.9% exceeded 2 terabytes. For those on uncapped plans, it was actually much less, or, well, it was about, the 1 terabyte was about the same at 9.4%, with exceeding 1 terabyte and 1.2% exceeding 2. So the uncapped was a little bit higher, but not incredibly so the the capped uh, the cap plans. Now I have a few theories on this. I think a lot of people out there are still watching 1080p video. That takes up a lot less data. I think that we have a lot better compression, which is bringing the usage of data down as we stream it. I was looking at 2 different sources, and uncompressed data at 4K, like real 4K 4096 by 2160, they claim was about 900 gigs. Now, when you bring it down to compression, HEVC, H.265, VP1, you can get it on a 4K UHD Blu-ray disc, 66 gigs, 120 gigs max. But even at 66 gigs, how many movies a month does it take to get you over a terabyte? If you're playing a game, we're all at home because of the virus. So you've got people at school, you got people working, you got people using Zoom to get meetings done, you've got kids meeting with their teachers, you've got people streaming shows, you've got gamers. Call of Duty Warzone. One update of that can be 50 gigs. I've heard sometimes it's upward to 80 gigs. If they push 4 of those a month, you're looking at 320 gigs. You're looking at a third of your data cap, or a little less than a third, because we're talking 1.2 terabytes and not a terabyte. But that's one game. What happens if you play multiple games? I mean, you can really rack up the data really quick. What happens if you buy multiple games in a month and you need to do the initial day one update? You're really going to hit or exceed that. Now, myself, I have not exceeded 1.2 terabyte cap, but I've come really close some months. And so, really, I think this is a poor judgment by Comcast to do this during the virus. I think it's a money grab for their uh, cable business, which is starting to go downhill because a lot of people are switching over to streaming. You've got Disney Plus, you've got Netflix, you've got Hulu, you've got ESPN Plus. I mean, ESPN used to be a really large grab for the cable providers. It drove subscriptions. Now, with a streaming option, people are going to more easily cut the cord on that. So you have, for me, as a internet customer in a larger metropolitan area, I thankfully have options. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I have switched from Comcast to Fios, and we're going to put up on screen some of my download and upload tests here. Being that Comcast is copper, they do not yet have asynchronous download upload, meaning your download is a lot faster than your upload. On Comcast, your upload is only 45 megabits, maximum on a gigabit plan. With Fios, it really is almost one-to-one. 930 megabits up, 880 max is what they claim, 940 down, 880 up is what they claim. I have seen in some test parity of 920 megabits up and 924 megabits down. So really, that's a large improvement. And between the upload improvement, because I make videos, and between the fact that there's no data caps, and it's a cheaper option, it really was a no-brainer to move over to that. A lot of people don't have this option. A lot of people are stuck with Comcast as a monopoly. I'm glad that a bunch of Massachusetts lawmakers have started the process of trying to fight Comcast and their $30 unlimited plan fee. We'll see how far that gets. I'll keep an eye on that and make any updated videos if I see that go forward in the future. But what do you guys think? Is Comcast in the wrong? Do you mind paying the $30? I mean, how do you feel about the monopoly that Comcast is? Let me know in the comments below. We can have a discussion about it. If you like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you like the content that I put out and would like to see more, of course, hit that subscribe button. I want to thank you all for joining me today. Happy New Year again to everybody out there, and I'll see you in the next video.